involved in that particular subject.
I know exactly what you mean. I think the problem is that a person, I see this in a lot of people that come to me, for instance, for advice, or should they go ahead and so on, that they tend to approximate the product rather than attacking it in a realistic, true way at any elementary level, regardless of how elementary, but it must be entirely true and entirely real and entirely accurate. They would rather approximate the entire problem than to take a small part of it and be real and true about it. And I think this is a very important thing, that you must be satisfied to be very clear and very real and to be very analytical at any level. You can't take the whole thing, and to approximate the whole thing in a vague way gives one a feeling that they more or less touched the thing, but in this way you just lead yourself toward confusion. You know, and ultimately you're going to get so confused that you'll never find your way out. It is true of any subject that the person that succeeds in anything has the realistic viewpoint at the beginning, and knowing that the problem is large and that he has to take it a step at a time, and he has to enjoy the step-by-step learning procedure. Like, say we take a song, maybe I'll use this song throughout as an example and treat it in different ways, but we all know this song, I Like New York in June, How About You? Well, say a person who wants to learn to improvise on this framework, and they've heard the top flight pianist handle this thing, so they hear them play it something like this, for instance, maybe. Well, they get an approximation of that, and rather than be satisfied with saying, I'll work simply with the framework and honestly and really, and say, play something simple like... try to approximate the other thing, but in a vague way, something like maybe... They're trying to do the thing in a way which is so general that they can't possibly build on that. If they build on that, they're building on top of confusion and vagueness, and they can't possibly progress.
I have to protect myself here.
Yeah.
Because you're hitting home.
Yeah.
This is my worst fault, is overplaying. But on the other hand, to thousands